Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halo Imla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakah HaKodash, which means all praises to Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Bahasham means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly and willingly called Jesus Christ. Barakah HaKodash means in the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, the only way you can worship the Father and the Son. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. And we just gonna get straight into it. This is an article from the sun.co.uk. And it reads, Megamind. Google brain implants could mean end of school, as anyone will be able to learn anything instantly. An expert believes that within the next 20 years, our heads will be boosted with special implants, so you won't need to memorize anything. This is an article by Debbie White. It was published March 24th, 2019. It was updated the 25th of the same month, 2019. It says Google brain implants could mean the end of school, as anyone will be able to learn anything instantly, says an artificial intelligence expert. Nicholas Carinos, founder and CEO of FoundTech.ai, says that technology could improve our lives and completely change how we learn. In an interview with the Daily Star, he explained that he has been working on a revolutionary AI to personalize education to enable anyone can learn almost anything using AI. And if you don't know, the acronym from AI is pretty much artificial intelligence. So this goes back into transhumanism. See, this is Esau's Edom trying to tap in to the blessing that we're going to receive in the kingdom of heaven. You know, we're going to have that download. We're going to have those spiritual bodies. We're going to have those spiritual powers. And this is Esau trying to obtain that on the left-hand side here on this planet today. Let's keep going. And he believes that within the next 2 decades, our heads will be boosted with special implants, so you won't need to memorize anything. He told the Daily Star that people won't have to bother typing any questions, as any queries will be answered immediately from an AI implant. You see? So the internet, your phone, he want this all within your body. That's why they're showing these futuristic movies. One that's coming to mind is the recent Total Recall with Colin Farrell. You know, he had the phone built in within his hand. And you got these different movies where it's a movie called Anon on Netflix. You know, it's pretty much they was able to text, they was able to send messages, they was able to access the internet all within a thought of their mind. You know, they was able to pretty much record anything and look and see what somebody did throughout the day. You know, this is Esau trying to play God, and Lord willing, we're going to hit the scriptures after this this little quick read of this article. It says any queries will be answered immediately from an AI implant, which will result in the end of parrot fashion learning at schools. And this is all meant to entice the people. You know, when people see and read these things, man, they get wooed. Like, oh, I ain't got to pull out my phone, or I don't need my laptop with me. All I got to do is think, and I can search the web, or I can look this up or look that up. You know, a matter of convenience. This is how Esau Edom's pushing it. It says the expert who has racked up more than 20 years of working with startup ads, Google will be in your head, you see? And that's not far-fetched. It'll be like having a really smart assistant that will almost think like you. Carinos believes that by using such AI, anyone between the ages of 8 and 80 will be able to learn almost anything at their own pace. He said that it would be personalized and improve over time, so the more the tech gets to know you, the more it adapts its teaching style, its voice, the time of day it speaks to you, all to optimize learning. It says, according to FoundTech's website, for someone who doesn't have an in-depth understanding of technology, AI may seem like an alien concept. Yet the basic crux of the term is simple, namely the ability of a computer or machine to think, learn, and imitate intelligent human behavior. When it comes to AI and learning, we are only just scratching the surface. We shouldn't think that tailored learning through AI is something that we won't see for decades. And this is the devil right here. And as you can see right here, it says brain implants help to restore feeling and paralyzed hands. you know, and it goes into them implanting the chimp, implanting the chip into a guy's head, man. So without further ado, you know, brothers that's in the know, you already know we're going to hit Revelation, the 13th chapter. But first and foremost, we're going to start with 2 Thessalonians. See, because these things has to come to pass, you know, in order for the end to come. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And I'm going to start at 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. So the children of Israel had to fall away. We had to discontinue from our heritage. In a place that we were sold unto, it had to be told that we were not the children, because in that same place, we were going to be told that we are the children of Israel. This is the prophecy coming to pass, right? And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's what's taking place. The man of sin, the son of perdition, Esau, Edom, has been exposed for the devil that he is, man. The so-called white man, the wicked, as it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. This devil is ruling the earth, and wickedness and atrocities has been spread out throughout this world. Because of what? Because of this devil ruling. You see, and now he's been exposed. His skirt is being lifted. How are the things of Esau sold out? You see, Isaiah 47, come sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. All these things is taking place as we speak. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You see? So this devil, through his technology, through his witchcraft, through his sorceries, you know, he's portraying himself to be the Most High, man. He said he covered the faces of the judges thereof, like it says in Job 9:24. You know, so the whole world is thinking that God is a so-called white man. His only begotten son is a so-called white man. The angels is so-called white men that they look like him, little homo ass babies, you know, flying around naked. It's complete madness, man. Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what we holdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And this is the time that this devil is being revealed, man. All his plans and all, like it says, the Lord won't allow this devil to, so I don't want to butcher Salakia. Salakia, bear with me. This is Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And the enterprise is the Hebrew word thawashaya, or thawashya, right? Wisdom, sound knowledge, success, sound or efficient wisdom, abiding success. So this the Lord is disappointing, as it says, the word disappointing, to break or frustrate, the Hebrew word parar, you know, to frustrate, to make ineffectual. You see, so these different things, it's not going to prosper, man. Though this devil is going all out and trying to do what he's doing, you know. This is the show of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Because this devil thinks he's going to set up his new world order. He thinks he's going to set up this transhumanism where he's this fucking Iron Man type motherfucker. No, man. You know, it's not going to happen, man. You see, you're not going to establish our blessing here on this side. No. But anyway, let's get to it. This is the book of Revelation 13. And the 1, and I'm going to read down. It's Revelation 13:1. And I stood up. It says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And as you know, this beast, the same beast that Daniel seen in Daniel the 7th chapter, represents the Roman Empire. You know, and then it's going to verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. The beginning of Esau Edom rulership was what? The Greeks, the leopard, which Daniel 7 explains that. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. The end of it is going to be Russia, according to Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. The Lord is going to put those hooks into Gog and Magog, which today is inhabited by the Edomite Russians, right? And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, because America gets his orders, gets his power from what? From England, you know, from Great Britain. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. The dragon is this system. The same Roman system that was back then is the same system that's established today. Verse 3 is going to explain it. And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death. That was the Roman Empire being wounded, being brought down. You see? And his deadly wound was healed. That was Esau Edom, his renaissance, him coming back into power, because according to Revelation, the 20th chapter, this devil had to be bound for 1,000 years. And now we're in that little season where this devil has been loosed and that deadly wound has been healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. All the world is wondering after what? The American way, the Western way of living. That's why all these different countries have democracy. That's why they have elections. That's why they got McDonald's and KFCs and Burger Kings. That's why their women want to twerk. That's why their men want to be homosexuals. This has all been spread throughout what? Throughout the world, through Esau Edom ruling upon this earth. Now let's scroll down. This is verse 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. You see, that same lifestyle, just like in the ancient world, Rome, for Romanized, you know, the known world back then. It's the same thing today, that this world has been Americanized today. You see, verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's this devil dropping bombs on people. This devil was the first man to drop bombs on the country. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. You see, and this is one of the miracles right here. The brain implants. You see, brain implants help to restore feeling in paralyzed hand. Allow people to see again, allow people to walk, you know, that were paralyzed. You see, these different things. Part of the miracle is what this devil planning on what? Having Google within your head. This whole article that we just read, this is all a part of the miracles that this devil thinks he's going to accomplish. But according to that Job, it ain't going to happen. You see? See, this devil's plan is to chip the whole world, to have this whole world under what, the population under 500 mil, so it can be maintainable for him. But I thought you was a god, though, nigga. You see? But hey, none of these things is not going to happen. This verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And the image is talking about this way of life. Let's go into that word. Likeness, the Greek word iconi, which icon, an image, figure, likeness. It says an image of the things, heavenly things, used of moral likeness, the image of the Son, Trenton likeness, the image of one. Yep. It says a profile or figuratively representation or resemblance. A resemblance. So these different countries, they got a so-called democracy. They got so-called elections. Who do they follow? That's a resemblance of what? Of America. These different countries, America pushing for these different countries to legalize homosexuality. That's a resemblance of America. That's the image. It's the way of life that this devil pushes. You see? Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So who's ever not down with this way of life, with this lifestyle, should be killed. You see, Muammar Gaddafi tried to go against what? The image, the way that that Esau Edom is running this world, and he was killed. That's just a small example. So the image of the beast is this lifestyle, this way of living that Esau Edom pushes over the world, man. Verse 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. There goes back to what? That chip, that implant within the brain. You see, that's within your forehead. Google brain implants could mean end of school, as anyone will be able to learn anything instantly. And is it a coincidence that all these things is being brought out? These brain implants and these hand implants? No, man. This is according to Habakkuk. Let's grab that real quick. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." You see? So the vision is for an appointed time. The appointed time, we're living in that time, and it's speaking, meaning what? These things are coming to pass. We're seeing these things happening. You see? Let's go back. Back in Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark, as we always go into, 2019 being the year of Charagma, that Greek word mark goes into a stamp and imprinted mark. So something that's physically carved inside of you. It says a scratch or etching. That is a stamp as a badge of servitude, a sculptured figure. So that RFID chip or that brain implant will be physically placed into your hand, either one, right or left, or into your brain, which goes into the root word karax, which means a pale or stake or palisade, which goes into what? It goes into the reed or the cannula that they use. Matter of fact, from there, let's go to, what is that? Let me just type this in. Salaki, bear with me. Because this was all prophesied. This is Isaiah 36 and 6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt." Egypt, what? Revelation 11 and 8. The great city that is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. It's talking about here in America. "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him." So those that trust within this system, those that trust within this image, which in this way of life. This past weekend, the EBTs wasn't working, man. And a lot of people were bugging out. Why? Because they were trusting in this system. They were trusting in this image. They were trusting in the shadow of Egypt, as it says in Isaiah, the 30th chapter. And with you putting your trust within that, it's like leaning on a broken reed. So imagine you having a cane that you're leaning on for support. But if it's broken, what's going to happen? It's going to go through your hand. That's symbolic of what? You taking the RFID chip. Now, this Hebrew word quanah for reed means reed, stalk, bone, balances, right? It goes into a reed. And it really pretty much don't really give us much right there. But when we go, let's go into the etymology of the word reed. Or I think I should have went into it. Regular Google. Slack. No, Salakia. Because the instrument that they use is called a cannula. Yep. It's called a cannula. Now, when you look up the word cannula, it says a thin tube inserted into a vein or body cavity to administer medicine, drain off fluid, or insert a surgical instrument. So this is the Qur'an. Let's go back to that. This is the Qur'an. This is what they use to insert it. A palisade, a stake, right? So let's go. The cannula is the surgical instrument used to implant the RFID chip. And the word cannula, as you can see, the origin, Latin, canna, English, cane, which goes to cannula, late 17th century, from Latin's small reed. You see? So that goes back to the Isaiah 36:6 that we read, that broken reed, which is the cannula that's going to it's going to be used to insert that mark. You see, this was all prophesied before. All this is matter of fact. Let me get there real quick. Because this is what our Lord and Savior said. Isaiah, I believe it's 46. Isaiah 46:10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. And it's another one, I believe, in Isaiah, the 48th chapter. Let me just jump over a couple chapters. Yep, Isaiah 48:3. I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them. I did them suddenly, and they came to pass. You see? So these things are happening, man, according to what? According to the prophecy, according to the will of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushua, that he's been putting in the mouth of his prophets that's been out there telling you these things are coming. So let's go back. It's Isaiah 13:16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Like now we went into that word mark, which is the Greek word charagma, which is the actual chip itself, the actual implant itself. We went into Qurax, which is what? The instrument that's used to implant the chip, which goes into what? The surgical instrument known as a cannula, which that comes from the etymology. The etymology of that comes from what? The word reed, which we read in Isaiah 36 chapter, which goes back into the word grapho, right? Because Apostle Ramlab always goes into these things, which goes into the root word grapho, which means to write with reference to the form of the letters. So what? All your information and everything is going to be within that chip. So grapho is the information that's on the chip. Qurax is the surgical instrument used to implant it, and charagma is the chip itself. To write with reference to the context of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. So what? Your medical history, your bank statements, your ID, your social security, everything is going to be within that RFID. You see? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. You know? And that last 6 represent what? Stigma, which means implanted mark. It's the system that this devil is set up. You know? Because the name of the beast and the number of his name, all that is the same thing as you following after this system. Because you could look up a guy called, and I'm going to get ready and close it down. I got to get ready and hit the plan T. You could look up a guy called George Joseph Lahr. Hit Wikipedia. George Joseph Lahr developed the UPC, the Universal Product Code. Universal, all into one. All these places all over the world use this UPC, use this technology, which is what? The image of the beast. Everybody is following after the way that America is running things. It says developed the UPC, the Universal Product Code, commonly known as the barcode, in 1973. As an engineer at IBM, he was asked to develop the pattern used for the Universal Product Code. And then you can read it for yourself and just scroll down, but here go the 666 controversy. The UPC, the Universal Product Code, has bit patterns at the beginning, middle, and end of the barcode called guard bars. Lore is often asked about the resemblance of these guard bars to the coding of the numeral 6. Some people see the three sets of guard bars as encoding the number 666, which some fundamental Christians see as a sign of evil, which goes into what? This system. This technology of the barcode is going to be used within the RFID chip within that system. So just like when you go to a store and you purchase an item, when you go to the checkout lane, what happens when they scan that barcode? The price comes up, the name of what you're buying, the date it was manufactured, the date it arrived in the store, all the information of that item you're purchasing is within that barcode. Well, the same thing is within the chip. Your ass is an item, you know. The day you was born, which would be the day you were manufactured, because you're nothing but item. You're nothing but cattle to the elites, man. You know. But anyway, I ain't gonna go on and longer than what needs to be. Lord willing, this was edifying. You know. Give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who preach in the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity, who's rightly dividing the word of truth directly and correctly. Peace, blessings, salutations to you brothers and to you few sisters that may be watching. Hey, stay strong, brothers. Shalom.